the first Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swings. That is what's happening on the other side of the wall. And so the one thing that makes this party different than a Jamie Foxx party or any other celebrity party that wrangles a bunch of young women or guys or whatever too, is that Diddy didn't let you bring your security in the party.
Who would have ever guessed that the chaos surrounding Diddy could somehow, chillingly connect back to the legendary Prince? It sounds unbelievable, right? But Prince's name is now surfacing in ways nobody saw coming, dragging a whole new layer of mystery into an already explosive situation. We thought we knew the story, but it turns out some secrets might have been hidden in plain sight, maybe even recorded. Let's start with the scene Jason Lee painted. One of the first wild Diddy parties he ever went to wasn't at some rented mansion or club. It was reportedly held at Prince's iconic home, Paisley Park. Imagine that, the notoriously private Prince opening his doors for Diddy's notorious events. But Jason Lee highlighted a strange rule that set these gatherings apart. Nobody was allowed to bring their own security inside. Prince's house, Diddy's party, and outside security had to stay outside. Why would Prince, known for his meticulous control, enforce a rule like that?
What problems?
That I don't know, right? What I know is that he was really health conscious. He was a vegan. He didn't abuse alcohol. I didn't know of him abusing drugs. He worked out, so, that also really concerned me because it made me think that, wow, so you mean you do all these things to take care of yourself and you die so young?
It makes you think about Prince's nature. He wasn't just private, he was calculated, strategic, always steps ahead. He controlled his image, his music, and his narrative with an iron fist. He rarely even showed up at those parties himself, which made people think he just wasn't into the scene. But what if that control wasn't about avoidance? What if Prince in his own house was always watching? What if the cameras, always present at Paisley Park, were rolling the entire time? The whispers are getting louder. Did Prince have dirt on everything that went down? Did he record it all? And if so, did he make sure that footage, that potential evidence, was safe before he was gone? There's a real buzz that these alleged tapes could surface in court as the Diddy situation unfolds. And speaking of court, the trial is already pulling in unexpected names. The jury selection process alone had people floored. We heard names like Michelle Williams, Robert Downey Jr., Mike Myers, Lauren London popping up. Like, seriously? Them? It just shows how wide the net is being cast, touching everyone connected, directly or indirectly, to Diddy's world. But those aren't the only notable names linked to the drama.
On December 31st of 1999, my publishing contract with Warner Chappell expired, thus emancipating the name I was given before birth, Prince, from all long-term restrictive documents.
The storm really broke open with Cassie's Bombshell lawsuit. Her claims are straight up disturbing, detailing alleged abuse that paints a horrifying picture. According to Cassie, many people within Diddy's own circle, bad boy employees, assistants, security, and saw things go down. Yet, she claims, not a single soul had the guts to speak up at the time. It gets even darker. Cassie alleged that these same assistants weren't just bystanders. They were reportedly involved in cleaning up the mess after alleged violent outbursts, even delivering apology gifts. And the claims didn't stop there. She detailed how his staff were allegedly involved in setting up the infamous freak-offs, booking hotel rooms, and prepping scenes with lubricants. It makes you wonder, what kind of job description includes that? Cassie's lawsuit claimed that after one particularly traumatic incident, Diddy's head of security and his assistant saw her condition and allegedly broke down crying. If true, that paints a grim picture of what was happening behind closed doors, and those staff members could definitely be called to testify.
I had searched deep within my heart and spirit, and I wanted to make a change and move to a new plateau in my life. And one of the ways in which I did that was to change my name. It sort of divorced me from the past and all the hang-ups that go along with it, as it's been well chronicled in deep dispute with my record label.
Which is Warner Bros., right?
Yeah. We had some issues that basically about ownership of the music and how often I was supposed to record and things like that. I really searched deep within to find out the answer to whether fame was most important to me or my spiritual well-being, and I chose the latter.
But it's not just Cassie. More claims and connections are surfacing. Harve Pierre's name came up in another lawsuit filed by Jane Doe, who alleged he convinced her to travel only for her to be assaulted by both him and Diddy. That's terrifying. Lorianne Gibson, the choreographer from Making the Band, reportedly filed a police report years ago claiming Diddy picked up a chair and threatened her on set, disturbing behavior. Aubrey O'Day has been loud and clear, publicly backing Cassie and speaking about Diddy's alleged inappropriate actions towards her. And then there's former Danity Kane member Dawn Richard. She also reportedly sued Diddy, making serious accusations. According to her alleged lawsuit, the abuse wasn't confined to private spaces. It reportedly happened right on set during the filming of Making the Band. She accused him of hurling demeaning insults at the women, breaking them down while cameras rolled. When working on music, she claimed it worsened. Diddy would allegedly force grueling, hours-long rehearsals with no rest, food, or sleep, just exhaustion. Dawn claimed he used these moments to take advantage of her when she was worn down and vulnerable. But Dawn Richard also dropped a major bomb that could be pivotal. She claimed she personally witnessed Diddy allegedly get physical with Cassie while he was high. That's a first-hand account that adds significant weight to the allegations.
The first Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swings. That is what's happening on the other side of the wall. And so the one thing that makes this party different than a Jamie Foxx party or any other celebrity party that wrangles a bunch of young women or guys or whatever too, is that Diddy didn't let you bring your security in the party.
Now let's talk about the men.
The connections keep widening. Young Miami, who was associated with Diddy, was reportedly mentioned during jury selection, with rumors circulating about her allegedly transporting substances for him. Dallas Austin, a music producer known for being childhood friends with Kim Porter, Diddy's late partner, has also been named. Given the persistent rumors surrounding Kim Porter's sudden death and whether Diddy might have been involved, Dallas Austin's name surfacing has people wondering if that piece of the puzzle is finally going to crack open. And let's not forget the men linked to Cassie. Michael B. Jordan's name came up, not in any negative light towards him, but simply because of a brief, flirty interaction mentioned in Cassie's lawsuit. But the prosecution is reportedly looking into Cassie's past relationships, and Kid Cudi's name stands out big time. Cassie admitted to a brief fling with him years ago during a rough patch with Diddy. When she reconciled with Diddy, he allegedly found old emails and snapped. According to her lawsuit, Diddy was so furious, he made sure Kid Cudi was home before his car suddenly violently blew up in his own driveway. That part of Cassie's lawsuit wasn't an exaggeration. Kid Cudi's car reportedly did blow up. With the legal pressure mounting, more names and shocking incidents are expected to emerge.
Your life and getting you into rehab.
Yes, he did. I had a long time kind of battling those things, and after my father passed, it got really bad. And so I called up Big Bruh to help. He said, okay, when and where.
Which brings us back to the purple one. Prince's name being tied to this mess was the plot twist nobody saw coming. And now, chilling questions are being asked. Did Prince know something potentially damaging about Diddy? And if so, could that knowledge, or those alleged tapes, have had anything to do with his own untimely death? It's a heavy thought, but when you look closely at his final days, it becomes harder to dismiss. Just days before he passed, Prince posted a photo with a now deleted caption that read, "Just when you thought you were safe. Goosebumps." At his final public appearance, after reportedly receiving medical attention, he told the crowd something strange. Wait a few days before you waste any prayers. What kind of person says that unless they feel something significant, possibly dangerous, is about to happen? And then, boom, Prince was gone, found unresponsive at Paisley Park. The official report cited an accidental fentanyl overdose, supposedly from counterfeit Vicodin pills. But let's be real, that explanation never sat right with millions. Prince was famously health conscious, clean living. How does someone like that accidentally die from a synthetic opioid? People asked if he had health problems, but the truth is, the speculation about his death goes way, way beyond his physical health.
It wasn't hard at all. It was a 2-second phone call, he's gone. I had been preparing for 2 years, so I knew that it was coming.
What does that mean?
He said it a couple of years ago.
What would he say?
What he said was, I've done everything that I've come to do. So I was crushed for about two years.
Prince wasn't just an artist, he was a fighter. For decades, he battled powerful corporations, most notably Warner Brothers, over ownership and control of his music. He was relentless, fighting for artists' rights to own their masters and control their destiny. Some believe he paid the ultimate price for standing his ground against the system. There's long been speculation that Warner Brothers could somehow be connected to what happened to him. Nothing proven, of course, but his fans remain deeply suspicious. They feel the very system he fought might have been involved in silencing him. Prince signed with Warner when he was just 18, and while his early albums weren't blockbusters, they saw his genius. By the time Purple Rain exploded in '84, he was a cultural phenomenon, but behind the scenes, he was furious that Warner owned the rights to his name and his work, so he did something revolutionary. He changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol, declaring war for his creative freedom. He spoke out against the system without holding back. Now, here's where it gets truly unsettling. While Prince was battling the system personified by Warner, Diddy was reportedly cutting deals with that very same system. Diddy inked a massive joint venture with Warner Music Group. Yes, that Warner. The agreement gave Warner a huge stake in Bad Boy Records, putting them in charge of distribution and management. Diddy publicly celebrated this move, bragging that it gave Bad Boy the financial power to dominate. It creates a strange dynamic, Prince fighting Warner tooth and nail, while Diddy partners with them in a major way. And then we circle back to the spookiest rumors. Word is Prince knew about Diddy's alleged freak-off parties and wanted no part of them, even if one happened at his house. Remember Jason Lee's account? The party at Prince's house with no outside security? It reinforces the idea that Prince was in control, even while hosting. Given his nature, private, calculated, watchful, it forces the question again. Was he recording? Did he stash footage or pass it to someone trusted before he passed? With the rumors that Prince's name might feature in the current trial chaos, people are connecting these chilling dots. What if Prince knew too much about Diddy? What if those tapes exist? Could that knowledge have somehow contributed to his death? This brings us to Prince's sister, Tyka Nelson. People thought they weren't close, but insiders say their bond was deep, sharing secrets. Tyka opened up about their closeness and how Prince saved her life at one point by helping her get into rehab. He didn't just watch her struggle, he acted. That loyalty runs deep. But here's the part that's truly heartbreaking. Tyka said Prince began preparing her for his death, not just days before, but 2 whole years prior. Like he knew something was coming for him. That's unsettling foresight. She told a newspaper that in their last phone call, just 4 days before he died, something felt off. She tried to talk seriously, but he kept dodging her questions, changing the subject and cracking jokes. She asked how he really was, but he stayed guarded, keeping whatever was on his mind locked away. That silence speaks volumes. Whatever he was facing, he chose not to voice it, perhaps to protect those he loved. What we know for sure is there was a lot going on behind the scenes in Prince's final days. Whether any of it definitively ties back to Diddy and the current legal firestorm remains a tangled, deeply unsettling mystery. If Prince's name truly gets dragged into this courtroom drama, only time will tell what shocking connections, if any, might be proven. But now, I want to hear from you. Could Prince have really had recordings of Diddy or evidence from those parties? If so, why didn't he ever expose it while he was alive? Was he planning to? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If this deep dive into the unexpected links between Prince and the Diddy situation kept you hooked, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more untold stories and shocking revelations, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next explosive update. Because this saga, with its twists and turns touching icons we thought we knew, is far from over.